So Marinakis is suing Crystal Palace. Welcome to your Forest News. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome back to some more Forest News because the news just keeps coming and coming and coming. Diamande in, Marinakis suing. It's all going off, so you know the drill. Make sure you've liked and make sure you're subscribed if you're new here. And let's jump into the news because Palace are really messing with the wrong guy, it has to be said. And Marinakis is taking no prisoners. And Palace fans who seem to think that, it's only Marinakis, what's he going to do? Go ask Huddersfield how that all worked out for them. But Marinakis is not taking this lightly. What am I talking about? This relates back to the whole incident last season at Selhurst Park when Forest played Palace and Palace decided to put this banner up with Marinakis holding a gun to Morgan Gibbs-White head and all kinds of "I'm not involved in drug trafficking," and all this other crap that they were chucking at him. Now, Palace actually got fined by the FA for this, and now Marinakis is suing for defamation. And Palace, that's basically your transfer budget gone, really, if you had one in the first place. Now, I'll get into the article and the details about it all in a second. In fact, let's do the article first, then we'll discuss kind of the ins and outs of it. So, there's an article here in the BBC where it says Marinakis is suing Crystal Palace for a banner unfurled by their fans depicting the Forest owner holding a gun to midfielder Gibbs-White's head. Marinakis' lawyers lodged the defamation claims in the High Court on Monday, with Palace Limited listed as one of the two defendants. The banner, seen during a 1-1 draw in the Premier League between the two sides, read Marinakis is not involved in blackmail, match fixing, drug trafficking or corruption. Marinakis has constantly denied any wrongdoing in relation to such allegations. In November 2025, the Football Association had charged Palace with failing to ensure that supporters did not behave in an inappropriate, offensive, abusive or proactive way. While the banner was not specified as the reason for the charge, there are strict rules regarding messaging containing defamatory, political and offensive slogans. England International came close to leaving Forest, blah, blah, blah. We know that, right? So, that's the background story of it, and then it's got a little bit on Forest had taken Palace's place in the Europa League, and obviously that's why Palace are such crybabies. So look, here's my stance on it. Just before we jump into the video, I want to tell you guys about how impressed I've been with Oxford Natural because I've already lost £6. Okay, it's not the £100 Robbie has lost or the £40 that Michael Owen has lost, but it shows complete progress. Now, let's be clear, no supplement's going to do the hard work for you. You got to plan your lifestyle, but this has allowed me to do it. And the good news is now the Optimum Day has a new improved formula with 7 carefully selected ingredients. These ingredients include the likes of citicoline and lion's mane. This helps with that mental focus when it comes to match days. Natural caffeine and guarana give you clean energy, plus green tea extracts and berberine and L-carnitine support your metabolism. And on top of that, the Optimum Night has been improved with 6 ingredients as well. You've got magnesium, you got ashwagandha, you got L-theanine, you've got apigenin and lavender extracts, all to help you get that deep and supportive sleep. So instead of taking loads of supplements, bring yourself down to Optimum Day and Night with 13 carefully selected ingredients, and all you need to do is scan this QR code, use code FFTV, and you get 70% off your first order. Let's get back into the video. I don't really care, right? Like, I didn't find the banner that offensive, if I'm honest with you. I'm like, it's like whatever. But it's not really befitting of a club to allow that kind of banner to go in. And Marinakis is well in his rights to sue Crystal Palace. Not that, but technically Palace weren't the ones holding the banner up, it's their fans. So you could argue Palace should have controlled it better through the turnstiles, making sure that dumbass banners like that didn't come in. Off the Palace side, I would say this. If you want to put the banner up, why didn't you make it related to the whole CAS issue, to the Europa Conference League issue, rather than bringing in Gibbs-White? Because Gibbs-White wasn't going to Palace, nor would he ever go to Palace. Like, that was a Forest Spurs thing. I don't know why Palace suddenly decided that, that's the angle we're going to go down. Okay, maybe they had a slight inference to it with blackmailing. I'm assuming they were talking about the blackmailing being that Forest got in the Europa League and Palace didn't. But it just doesn't make sense. There's so many better ways you could have attacked Marinakis, and it kind of really just shows how dumb their fan base is, because I could have think about 5 or 6 different angles that they could have gone down that would have been better. Did I think the banner was funny? Yeah, I did actually. Did I find it offensive? No. But was I the one in the banner? No. Therefore, who am I to judge if that person should be offended or not? So if Marinakis was offended by it, then he's well within his rights to go and sue Palace or whoever created the banner and whatever to kind of sort him out, really. And I just think the interesting angle on this that hasn't been spoken about is Glasner, because he obviously must have been aware that this was going to be coming, and like there must have been some kind of conversation between him and Marinakis. You know, Marinakis has been like, "Yo, Ollie, just a heads up, now that I've recruited you and further destroyed Palace, I'm also going to be putting another kind of nail in their coffin and going after them for some money. So just a heads up, this is happening." I'm sure Glasner would have been like, yeah, okay, you do what you got to do, big man. It's your money, it's your club, it's your feelings and everything else. Now, how does this play out? I don't know. Can Marinakis win it? I don't know, but he usually does win. You know, at the end of the day, he always wins and all that. I just think it's a bit of a side story. I'll be honest with you. I don't have beef with Palace, right? I get on really well with their YouTubers. I know a few Palace fans from my days in London and everything. I've never found them to be an offensive club, but they seem to have this continuing fetish with Forest right now. And I think Forest have got more important rivalries to look at. I don't even think Palace are going to be competing anywhere near Forest. We're going to be higher than them in the table. We're going to be attracting better players. I can't see them doing anything impressive in the Europa League this season. I mean, history-wise, their whole history revolves around one man, and that's Glasner. He was bigger than their club. And whereas we have a proper history with proper trophies, and even the trophy they do have, the FA Cup, that I respect, we've already had that and more. So, you know, it's like, it's not a rivalry for me. They're in South London. It's a nice club. I'll be honest, I don't mind Palace. I think it's a good kind of traditional club. You know, you think back on the old days, my memories of Palace would have been, Bright and Right, playing for them. And I think they lost a couple of FA Cup finals. That's really it. They're just insignificant on my radar, therefore don't offend me. So I think this is just not pointless, but it's well within Marinakis' rights to do. But in terms of Forest versus Palace, I honestly think it's more them trying to seek attention from us than the other way around in terms of fan bases. Because I only will really speak about Palace if we're playing them or something like this comes up. I won't go out of my way to say, oh my God, did you see Palace last week losing to, I don't know, Brighton or something? Don't really care. Don't really care. They're not really on my radar. And as I say, they're YouTubers, really nice guys, and we get on well. Well, me and D have a lot of arguments, but that's a whole different story. So, look, it doesn't say how much Marinakis is suing for. It doesn't say if he's likely to win it. It doesn't even say when the case is going to be heard and finished and etc. Maybe Palace look to settle out of court, because if they're not careful, they could end up, if they really piss Marinakis off, going down that Huddersfield route. He's already taken their manager. He did that with Huddersfield. Look what happened to Huddersfield when that happened. You know, slapped him up in the final of the playoffs. Look where they ended up, that sliding door moment. So Palace just need to be careful. This isn't a fight you want to pick. And more so than that, whatever Palace fans say about Marinakis, I guarantee you, maybe they don't admit this publicly, but if I offered them a swap deal, Marinakis for Concord Nose Parish, every single one of them would secretly take Marinakis. He's got more money than Parish. He's got more ambition than Parish. He cares more about his club than Parish cares about his. And they would bite your hand off for it. So I'll leave you guys with that thought. But a bit more Forest news for you. So I thought I'd bring it to you. And make sure you've liked and subscribed. Let me know in the comments, do you really care about this story? I'm not that bothered about it. But the Palace fans are getting very excited by it. We'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.